Hi, I'm Jason Byrne, author of The Accidental Adventures of Onion O'Brien. But I don't only do that, I'm also a stand-up. And what is that? Well, it's getting out in front of an audience and making them laugh. That's what a stand-up is. And here's some of my top tips on how to be a stand-up. Whoa, I wish I'd seen this when I was a kid. So tip number one, exaggerate your stories. Well, and what I mean by that is when you have a funny story, you can make it bigger and bigger and bigger by just adding stuff on. It doesn't have to be true. As long as it's funny, that's how you do it. You just write stuff on. So start with a small story and then just make it bigger and funnier. Like, for example, when I was a kid, my dad, he went to bed, right? And he fell asleep. But we went to bed with a chocolate bar and he left it beside him in the bed. And then when he woke up, the chocolate bar had all melted in the bed and he thought he pooed himself. And yeah, that's kind of a funny enough story, but it's not long enough. So what I did was I exaggerated the whole story. So what I said to exaggerate the story, I said that I had put chocolates on his chest because he was too lazy to take them out of the packet, so he just put them on his hairy chest, which is not true. I kind of just made it up, so the hairy chest was funny, and then when he woke up, they'd melted all over his body instead of just a little mark on his sheet. So now it sounds like the chocolate's everywhere, and it sounds like he's pooed himself all over the camp. That's how you exaggerate the story, just like make it bigger and bigger, and then afterwards he's running around on the landing and he's covered in chocolate. He thinks it's poo. My mom's chasing him. So just make it bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's all you have to do. Exaggerate the story. Tip number two, what type of comedian are you? So there's loads of different styles of comedy. Like people go, oh, it's not just like telling a joke. No, not really. You can be a comedian like that. You can, stand in your living room and tell your family like a joke. That's great. Or you can be like sketch comedy, which is where loads of comedians get together, and they get a group, or you can get together with your friends or your family and you make up a little sketch where you're all talking in it and you're all doing really cool different things. You can do you can be a one-liner comedian who just comes out and just bashes out one-liners. Like for example, a one-liner would be two fish are in a tank, and one says, how do you drive this thing? See, that's a one-liner. So they're not actually in a fish tank, they're in an army tank. I know, you're looking at me going, there's no need to explain, Jason, we get it. And then you can be you can do different characters. A lot of people like to do old men, or women, or anything like that, or you can be the maddest character ever. I've seen a comedian go on stage and pretend he was a horse. So you can do anything you want, but you won't know till you try it all out. That's like everything in life. Once you try it out and you feel like it's good, then that's the comic you want to be. So number three, and it's a whopper, nerves. How do you deal with your nerves? I've seen comedians before I was a comedian doing comedy, and I was going, how is he doing that? He's not totally nervous. The butterflies must be racking around inside them. So it's okay to be nervous. That's the one thing I've learned over my whole career. I'm doing comedy a long time, and still I get nervous. And it's good to be nervous. That means that you care. Don't go on stage like this. Don't be this nervous. Don't be going on going, when I was in the shop the other day, and the man was dead, because you make the audience nervous. So just control your nerves. So before you go on, just accept the fact that you're nervous. That's how it works. You just go, okay, the butterflies are flying, I have to go out and do this, okay, but I have to do it. So just go out and pretend you're not nervous. That's how it works. But you will be nervous. So just rock out there, and then if you pretend that you're not nervous, then that's easy. Then off you go. Just don't be quivering. So there you go. There's some top tips on how to be a comedian. Now get out there and make people laugh, but not too far, because you might be in lockdown. So go down to the sitting room and make people laugh. Or maybe not even there. Maybe that's too far as well. So get out of your bed and shout out the window and make people laugh.